But relying on a single source of income, like one large grant, is a huge risk for a nonprofit. It's a rookie mistake. So, to build financial resilience, you must diversify. Start by cultivating individual donors. I highly recommend this strategy. Even small, consistent gifts, $15, $20, $25, really adds up, and it builds this relationship and community aspect that a grant doesn't necessarily provide. Explore opportunities for corporate sponsorships. Different partnerships, no matter how small, can be another sort of income stream. And consider earned income streams such as charging for trainings, selling branded merchandise, or things like that. Building a mix of revenue sources creates a strong financial foundation that can withstand economic shifts, which of course we saw a huge amount in 2020 and again here in 2025. So really building that resilience. I recommend looking into DAFs, which are donor advised funds. And again, Damaris is going to come and talk about that during our masterclass.
Hi, my name is Melissa, and I'm here to encourage and teach you how to run the nonprofit of your dreams. Your purpose may be to start a nonprofit, but my purpose is to empower and equip you to set up your nonprofit to run with compliance, integrity, and sustainability. I bring my years of experience running a board, working with nonprofits as an employee, a manager, and a consultant so that you can avoid the pitfalls that I've witnessed firsthand. I created Pursuit of Purpose with a powerful mission to connect people to their purpose. I believe that you were given a people group or a cause that matters to you, and you're one of the passionate people on this planet who has committed their desire to do something about it. My goal is to help people like you by starting, improving, and sustaining their nonprofit through my experiences, resources, and consultations. My hope is that you and all of our nonprofit champions listening can each make our corner of the world a better place. So let's turn your passion into action. If you're wanting to have honest, relatable, and informative conversations around what it really takes to run a nonprofit, you've come to the right place.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the first of the summer strategy sessions. And I have to tell you, I recorded a bunch of episodes and my mic did not pick up any of the sound. So, hoping that today goes a lot better. We are doing a short series. So, short as in the episodes will be shorter, probably 10 to 15 minutes. And yeah, let's just jump right in. So, this is the first of summer strategy sessions. This is my summer series dedicated to empowering new and growing nonprofits with the insights and tools they need to achieve lasting impact. I'm your host, Melissa Rivera, and after our deep dive into building resilient donor base, let's talk about getting out into the community and making some noise. In just a few minutes, you'll learn the 5 key strategies that can secure your nonprofit's future. I'm not just talking about surviving, but we're talking about building a legacy that lasts for 5 years and beyond. So, from financial resilience to strong leadership, these are the essential building blocks that every nonprofit needs. So, stay tuned. I first want to welcome you to the summer strategy sessions and give you the inside scoop that basically I recorded a bunch of these episodes and my mic didn't pick up any of the sound. So, rookie new podcaster mistake. So sorry that this has taken a little longer to get out onto your favorite podcast streaming platforms, but here we are today. So, I'm drinking a cup of coffee with the Chobani cookie dough creamer, which I highly recommend. I love all of theirs. But I think that this one and the caramel macchiato one are probably my top 2 favorites. So that's my little drinky drink recommendation. And of course, I've got water with some electrolytes today. I have the Live Body it's like a health brand that I really love. And yeah, so those are my drinks. Hopefully you can hear me today. We'll find out once I go back and edit the videos. But welcome to the summer strategy sessions. This is the first of the series. We are a podcast dedicated to empowering new and growing nonprofits here at Nonprofit Curious. I'm your host, Melissa Rivera, and we're taking a crucial question. How can you, as a new nonprofit, set yourself up for long-term success for year 5 and beyond? So, building a sustainable organization requires a strategic mindset from day one. And so, in this episode, I'm going to share 5 core tips that will make a difference for your future. All right, tip number 1, and I've talked about this and I will continue to talk about this, but number 1 is define your true north. Your mission and vision statements are more than just words on your website. They are your organizational compass. So don't rush when you write them. Take time to define them with precision. Ask yourself, what problem do we solve, for whom, and what is our unique solution? A clear mission acts as a filter for every decision, from which programs to launch to which grants to apply for. That's a big one that I get questions about all the time. So, this clarity ensures that you don't get sidetracked, which we call mission drift, and that all your efforts are aligned. Especially when you think about it as a new nonprofit, your resources are so limited, your time is limited. A lot of my clients are first time nonprofit owners and founders, and they've never run a business or an organization before. And so you're learning so much at once. A lot of them also have part-time or full-time jobs and are parents. And so they've got a lot going on. So you can imagine they're already pretty stretched thin, and then bringing on a whole organization to manage with all these stipulations and rules from the IRS and like other governing bodies, it could be really tricky to figure out where to prioritize your time. So having a really locked in strategic mission and vision statement will really help ground you and help you figure out where to prioritize. Tip number two, diversify your funding. We have a talk coming up. Let me think. This is August. So September, my friend Damaris, he came on the podcast for episode 6, is going to come on and talk about how you can diversify your funding as a nonprofit. So definitely keep following me on Pursuit of Purpose. Well, on Instagram or on TikTok. We have TikTok is Nonprofit Curious, and Instagram is at Pursuit of Purpose Consulting. And you will see there that I'm advertising all of the upcoming master classes. You can also follow me on LinkedIn at Pursuit of Purpose Nonprofit Consulting. I'm also on Facebook. I'll link all this below so you don't have to figure out how to find all those things. I'll just put the links down for you. But relying on a single source of income, like one large grant, is a huge risk for a nonprofit. It's a rookie mistake. So, to build financial resilience, you must diversify. Start by cultivating individual donors. I highly recommend this strategy. Even small, consistent gifts, 15, 20, $25, really adds up, and it builds this relationship and community aspect that a grant doesn't necessarily provide. Explore opportunities for corporate sponsorships. Uh, Different partnerships, no matter how small, can be another sort of income stream. And consider earned income streams such as charging for trainings, selling branded merchandise, or things like that. Building a mix of revenue sources creates a strong financial foundation that can withstand economic shifts, which of course we saw a huge amount in 2020 and again here in 2025. So, really building that resilience. I recommend looking into DAFs, which are donor advised funds. And again, Damaris is going to come talk about that during our masterclass. He's a financial advisor and he's been on several boards for nonprofits. And so that's going to be a really helpful snippet of time to come and ask your questions, come and learn about how to diversify your funding as a nonprofit. Tip number 3, build a powerhouse board. Again, another thing I love, your board is not just for governance, they are very valuable for strategic partnership and advocacy. So when you're recruiting, look for skills, one, that you don't already have on your team. So, for example, finance, legal expertise, marketing, or strong community connections. Be explicit and so clear, as clear as you can, about expectations from the beginning, including their role in fundraising. An engaged board will be your greatest asset in opening doors and securing resources. So that again can tie back to diversifying your funding. It's really common for board members to be required to help raise a certain amount of money. You can do a give or get, which I've talked about before, which essentially is like give $500 or get it from your community. That can be securing a corporate sponsorship or doing a GoFundMe or something along those lines. There are some really great platforms that I've been exploring as a nonprofit consultant, like Give Butter. It's like GoFundMe, but specifically for nonprofits. You can signify yourself as a 501c3 nonprofit, and that's a really helpful way to, um, fundraise. There's different strategies that you can look at there, but that's a whole nother thing. I won't go too deep into this because this is a short strategy session to get you snippy, snappy results. Number four is to embrace data-driven decisions. Okay, this can feel really overwhelming for people who aren't like from a business background per se. But really, you don't need a huge analytics department to get started. So don't be intimidated. Focus on a few key metrics that can really show your impact. For example, if you provide housing, track the number of individuals you moved into stable housing. If you run a mentoring program, track the number of sessions completed. This can be done on a Google Docs spreadsheet or Excel. It doesn't matter. Just keep track of it somewhere. I don't recommend pen and paper unless you're also uploading photos or scans or data entry into some sort of system that you can back up just in case. But by regularly reviewing this data, you can see what's working and what isn't. It allows you to refine your programs, tell compelling stories to your donors and the community, and show the real world difference you're making. And it helps for when you start writing grants as well, that you have all of this data already tracked. You don't have to like dig into the recesses of your memory. You can just pull it up and be like, oh, here's a quick report that I can show any potential donors of the difference we're making. All right, last tip, tip number five, invest in your team and culture. In the early stages of nonprofit development, it's challenging and burnout is such a real thing. So to ensure success in year five, start with a team that will be there to see it through. That includes board members, donors, and volunteers. Invest in your people, whether they are staff and volunteers. Seriously, it makes such a big difference. Create a positive and supporting culture, recognize their contributions, and provide opportunities for growth. A passionate and well supported team is also a sustainable team, and they're the ones who will ultimately carry your mission forward in years to come. So, while it might not be in your mission vision statement to support the people helping you run the organization, definitely keep that as a priority. All right. So to wrap up, those are my five core strategies to help setting your nonprofit up for long-term success. To recap, number one, define your true north. Two, diversify your funding. Three, build a powerhouse board. Four, embrace data-driven decisions. And five, invest in your team and culture. Remember, the strategic choices you make today will determine your organization's longevity. So the summer is really the perfect time to dedicate a few hours here and there to essential exercises. One action step you can take this week, if you're looking for a suggestion, is to pick one of these five tips to dedicate an hour, just 1 hour on. Start a conversation with a board member about their skills and create a simple spreadsheet to track key metrics. Start small and start now. All right. Before we wrap up, a quick reminder about consulting packages at Pursuit of Purpose Nonprofit Consulting. We offer tailored support for growing and new nonprofits. So we have a $97 launch pad to start a nonprofit. We have a grant writing course online that's self-paced. And we do free introductory calls for 15 minutes. That will be linked below in the show notes. If you found today's episode valuable, please share it with another nonprofit leader and be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. Thank you for tuning in to Summer Strategy Sessions. Your dedication to your mission inspires me. And next week, we will be discussing the resilient donor base from first-time givers to loyal supporters. We also will be talking about how to ramp up your marketing in a way that doesn't cost too much extra and events that you can be doing for your nonprofit in a way that doesn't break the bank, but builds community, builds awareness, so many things that are foundational to pave the way before you become a really successful nonprofit. You can find all the links and resources for today's episode in the show notes. And thank you so much again for listening. And we'll see you next time.